We're gonna do a song that you never heard before.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again. Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
What's up, bro?
Man, I got a random thing popped up. I don't know who was the outlet anyway, but it said that the Blueprint went triple platinum officially this week. There, it's my favorite. It's probably my favorite album of any genre of all time, the Blueprint, though, man. But after all this time, I think it's still pretty dope that aside from like streams, this was just straight old school buying albums. Yeah, the Blueprint, Jay-Z, platinum, bro. I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that is pretty dope.
Yeah. Hey, you got some things we got to get into, man. Let's get it cracking then.
If you smell what the rock, can you? It doesn't matter what your name is.
Of all time.
Yep.
Listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages. We are live on both platforms at the same time. That way you can click on the bell, the notifications. You get the heads up whenever you're bored them doing a thing. Ace Kennedy. So I haven't made the link popping just yet because apparently it looks like Facebook is running some kind of update here on my phone just yet. So it's coming though.
So we still live though.
Well, we still live. No, I'm just letting you know. Yeah. I'm just letting you know if you was wondering why if you haven't been able to share it or whatever though, man. We live. Yeah. We good.
What was the Easter popping for?
Man, I think that we was low key. This Easter, man, we wound up catching up with my in-laws, though, man, and it's always dope. Catching up with them, though, man. They're pretty much they're retired, not pretty much. They all the way retired. So for them, it was a good time. Always good. They've been doing a bunch of renovations over at the crib for the past like year or so. So it's always cool when you did all this other stuff with the intent of entertaining folks and then actually having folks coming over to entertain. So yeah, it was pretty dope.
That's dope.
What about you?
Same thing, pretty low key. I mean, obviously, me being involved with Life Church, we had several services. I also had a celebration of life this weekend as well. Also, my dad's birthday. A lot going on, even though it was low key. Because I mean, as far as Easter is concerned, but the weekend itself was pretty busy. Ran into the Meant to Be boys, bro. Yeah. The first time that Meant to Be has been together in over 10 years. Because I mean, wow. I think the last time we actually saw each other was 2012.
The last time y'all saw each other.
No, it's been longer than that. Matter of fact, no. Because what I'm saying is all of us being collectively in the same place. It's been well over that because I think I got out of the group in I want to say 2009, 2010, somewhere along in there.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. So it's been over 10 years. And yeah, since we've all been in the same space, because I mean, I've run in the deli before. Like I opened up for Ray Lavender in Oklahoma City, and of course, him and Deli are super cool. So he came to that show. I've run into Trey just randomly at the mall. Only person I really hadn't seen was Eric.
Yeah.
And even with that, I remember calling him one time and we just weren't ready yet. Like it just wasn't the time wasn't right. But obviously, death can bring people together. The KJ is the one that passed, and KJ was our manager. Like when we first formed Meant to Be, we were all college students at the time, and he was getting, I think, his business degree or something like that. But he was, wasn't musically inclined like that, but definitely had the business sense and help us, pull some of the biggest deals that we've had and stuff like that. So it was unfortunate for his untimely death, but that's what brought us all back together. And so yeah, it was unfortunate for the event, but very dope and over the time for us to
Let me
get
ask
that.
you this though, man.
What's up?
Okay, so I think that I've had something similar, but I wanted to ask you,
Mhm.
what is taking y'all so long? Why has there been so much time in between when? You know what I'm saying? Because these are dudes is using group with for a good little stretch though, man. So I'm wondering, like, from your perspective, what was the reason why it's taken so long?
The Eric thing, I have no idea. Me and him talked about that. Because like I said, okay, full transparency, I'm the one that asked to be let go of the group because there was a lot of things going on in my life at the time. I was going through a divorce. Musically, we weren't vibing, and at the time, they were ready to pursue it full time, and I financially was not in a position to do that. So I'm sure there was some resentment there from them to like, we invested all this time and now you want out. So I could understand why it might take them longer to want to communicate. I've always been very open about wanting to communicate, but the timing just wasn't there. Um, you know, People have to grow, they have to mature, and it just depends. I mean, I think the relationship is worth it because of what we have put into, you know that was like a peak part of my life because I was on my own. I
Yeah.
had really no responsibilities like that until later on, within it. I mean, they were in my wedding and everything, so it was definitely worth it to put it back together, even though we're all still very much in different seasons of our life. I mean, obviously Trey and Dell excuse me, Trey and Deli are still holding the name and they're still maintaining Meant to Be. They are uh doing big things, what I'm saying. They just received their plaque for one of their singles. Eric is very much in a spiritual state of mind right now. And then of course, I'm still doing the Ace Kennedy thing. So everybody is doing their thing. So this is a time where everybody feels pretty comfortable about the decisions made or whatever the case may be, and we're able to just celebrate the things that we did together and move forward with what we got going on now.
Yeah, I always think about that because it's like, not that y'all were similar, right? But at the same time, I think about Five Heartbeats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about how the boy Duck and JT went years and they wouldn't fast forward, had kids, and that was so long between for when they actually fell out. And then just the whole group in general, everybody just thought, it's been a little stretch. I think about y'all in every regards, and not just that. I mean, that's always been the thing. R&B groups, the very few R&B groups stick around and still have
and
their
that's
founding members.
I think that was unfortunate because it was, like I said, it wasn't so much that I wanted to leave. There was no like, I just had these aspirations, I just want to go solo. Nobody wants to just pick up and start over. But we get to a point to where we know that the relationships are soured. And so for them having to pick up all of that financial slack for me because I was not in a position to do that, that was also detrimental to us. So I just think that was inevitably what was going to happen to us, even though that wasn't, I wanted to be in a group. I enjoyed the process of doing group stuff and, all of that. But, it is what it is.
But you were the only married one in the group, though. So going through those kind of things, would be. I guess I'd imagine that if they aren't married, they wouldn't understand that level of commitment at that time anyway. Being
Right.
that you were
And
in
so
your
now
20s
that
then.
they're married now,
Yeah.
it's a different. You know, Trey said something interesting. He said, he said, man, I can't believe you're a grandfather. And he said, I started late because he has a young son now. Like I think his son is younger than Charlie, right? And so he's like, but back then I didn't have the money. I didn't have the money to do the things, but I had the time. Now
Mm.
I have a lot of money, but I don't really have the time. So it's
Yeah.
it's a lot to think about. And so it is a different phase in life. So I do think that we're all in a different season. And I think that we can have a genuine friendship again because it's not based upon business anymore. And we can just celebrate, like I said, the things that we accomplished as a group, what we did for Oklahoma, and just everything, because everybody's benefiting from what we accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope. That's real dope, man.
Yeah. Bro, you've been watching The Night Agent, A Night Agent?
So I had to pause on watching that, and I'm up to like maybe episode 6 on it. I absolutely love it. By the way,
Yeah, I think I'm about in the same spot.
Okay, yeah. So I had to stop watching because so Niqua gets to a point where she will fall. If we watching movies during the daytime or watching shows in the day, she good. But I think that if we watch them going toward the end of the day, she started to fade and it's quick. You know what I'm saying? So there was one of those. It was one of those shows where I was finding that I was getting ahead. So I'll watch the episode if she falls asleep, and then I'll stop right then and there. The flip side of that is that Succession. I was like, listen, you got to go ahead. I'm ready for the next episode. So I'm like already on season 2. And here's the thing about it. We can get back on Night Agent, but I think
No, we good. Go ahead.
What's crazy about it though is I saw on BBC, they said that in this current season of Succession, they said that it's the greatest episode of TV this year, bro. And I said, yo, it made me want to hurry up and watch it.
I haven't seen this weekend's episode yet. That's on my to-do list. But I'm gonna tell you though, Justin just hit me up. Matter of fact, let me see if I can call him, bro. Let me just see if I can catch him real quick. Justin,
and I'm gonna tell you, you know who I hate on the show. I thought that it was.
I bet you's gonna be my favorite person, but go ahead.
Who I hate isn't Macaulay Culkin's brother no more, right? He's not. I hate Tom.
Oh, Tom. Okay. See, Kendall is my boy. I love Kendall, bro.
Kendall, listen. I'm at the point where Kendall on all the drugs, though, bro. He is on all the drugs, though, bro. I'm talking about like, man, that boy's out there getting wasted, though, bro.
Yeah, let me see this boy Justin to pick up because he just started watching it, bro.
Oh man.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, Justin Robbins? This is Ace Kennedy and Charlie Venus calling you from the Slash Brothers podcast. How are you this evening?
What's happening, my fellas?
What's happening? And this time we don't have an Ask a White Person question.
No, we don't. This is actually a pretty general question. You text me today and said that you had started a new show. What was that, sir?
Succession, and it totally ruined my lunch because I was so invested that I went from 1 hour to 2 hours. So now I'm 2 episodes in.
Okay, so what's your impressions thus far?
Well, I went from 1 hour to 2 hours, so now I'm 2 episodes in.
Yeah, I had to tell Charles that was Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Okay, I thought that's who that was, and I was pleasantly surprised. I knew that he was an actor. He's really good. I was really impressed with his character.
I didn't know that he was an actor. I didn't know that Macaulay Culkin had a brother.
He got brothers with an S on it.
They act too?
Multiple. Yeah, he's got an even younger one, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Even younger than that.
No, didn't know that at all. No.
Yeah. Now Charles is on like season 2, so I'm just enjoying y'all's journey to catch up.
Oh, he's way behind. Way behind. That's me. I'm way behind.
Yeah. I'm hoping. I'm hoping to catch an episode or two today, but I had to pause it because I'm trying to watch this one with the missus. So that's the reason why I'm not catching up or as fast. It's because I'm at somebody else's pace, basically.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character so far?
I did love the first 2 episodes that I watched.
Who is your favorite? Who's your favorite character so far? I mean, obviously it's really young, but
oh man, I mean, I ain't too. I'm not too big on what's his name? Is it Frank, the successor to the dad?
Oh, Kendall.
Yeah, I'm not on that team yet. I'm probably going with young Culkin.
Okay,
that's gonna be. I mean, he's got the vibe. I like the vibe.
Yeah, keep
Definitely
watching.
Don't like the guy. I like Greg. Greg, the cousin.
Yeah, the cousin. Greg, the funny one.
Greg the egg.
That's right. he's got a good vibe.
Yeah, and I'm
gonna be honest. So here's what's funny. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah. I have an equal amount of hate of everybody on the show. Like I hate everybody equally. Like it's funny because it's like I don't really have a favorite one. It's more like the one that I hate the least.
Yeah.
So
if anybody shivs the one that I hate the least.
We're moving to a town from a small little town to a big town, and I feel like there's probably a lot of families that deal with the same things this family's dealing with, and so I get that whole dislike for people like this because I also have it as well.
Yeah. Well, J. Rob, we appreciate you joining us, man, and you definitely got to keep me up on your journey because, that Succession is where it's at.
It's always a pleasure to be on the Slash Brothers podcast. I'm gonna tell you that much.
All right, my brother.
Always a pleasure.
We appreciate you, man.
Love you both.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this, Tom. Though, Tom reminds me of several people in corporate America that I've worked with. Several people, and not just I'm gonna say not just his relationship, but his outlook, his professional. That Tom reminds me of several people in corporate America, bro. Several.
Yeah. Man, let me tell you though, I'm just saying, I love this show, bro. Like I be looking forward to it all the time, bro.
Yeah. Now you said you started with the Night Agent though, so I'm gonna say, look, I like it a lot. I absolutely love it. I'm like I said, I'm at about episode 6, maybe 7. I don't think I'm quite. How many episodes do you think it's gonna be? 10 or 12?
It's got to be at least 10, I would say.
I think I'm getting closer to the end. Put like that.
Yeah. I like I said, I think I'm around the same area you're at because I just recently started it as well. But I've been diving into that thing though. Yeah.
It's tough, man, because I think that, like I said, I'm right now. I'm at I can't think of the other show, but it's Succession, it's Night Agent.
You got Tyreek, which this
still on Tyreek.
Let me tell you. Hold on. First of all, I have not finished the last episode from Tyreek, but I'm gonna just tell you the plot and acting in this particular episode was the worst. Like it's just the most basic storyline writing, and I get it. I'm not gonna take away. I know this show is trying to connect dots, and it's trying. Tyreek has always been the weakest show for me in the Powerverse.
Okay.
So, but I had to cut the episode off because it was so trash, bro.
I can't. I'm not going to say I think that Tyreek is the weakest show. I think that Kanan might be weaker than me. Maybe it's because Nick would tell me at one time that the dude who plays his uncle tried to slide in the DM, bro. That might have something to do with it.
What it is. Speaking of which, bro, I got a bone to pick with you. Period. Bro, I watched that Monique, bro, and I said, bro, you gotta be
it's fire, bro. I saw all the way through now, all the way through, And I thought it was fire, bro.
Charles, stop.
It's so much better than the Marlon Wayans,
Oh
though, bro.
my
So
gosh.
much better.
Bro, listen, I couldn't wait to tell you how trash that comedy thing was, bro. It was horrible, bro.
Now,
I ain't
listen,
laughed not one time.
I'm gonna tell you this. So this is how I knew that it had to been pretty good, because when I was watching it, Neek had overheard it, and she was like, "Yo, that's kind of interesting, though. It is worth. Yeah, it sounds like it was pretty good." But here's the thing: I think the one thing that I did think, right, is that when she was talking about doing her special, and she was comparing, the Netflix payout to Dave Chappelle and whatever. Now, if this was the one that she was talking about, she was going to put on, which I don't think that it was the case, then I could understand the disappointment, right? Because it wasn't Dave Chappelle level, right? But at the same time, it's better than the Chris Rocks. It's better than a lot. It's better than.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's better than I thought. Earthquake was real good. I saw some of S'mores, but
Have
it's
you
up
watched
there with
Joe
them
Coy?
though. Who?
Joe Coy.
No.
Oh yeah, that Joe Coy go hard. That Ricky Gervais's go hard. I mean, there's a bunch of them, but I'm just saying it just. I'll give you the Chris Rock is better than Chris Rock, but I mean that's not really that. The thing is, Chris Rock got paid off his name though.
That's exactly it. I thought Monique. The one thing I think that was cool though. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Monique's thing was shot here in Atlanta. If I'm not mistaken,
it was.
I think it was dope.
Hers
right?
was in Atlanta and Marlins.
Yeah, Marlins was here, and I think that Dave Chappelle's was also shot here as well. If it wasn't shot here, I know that one of the shows that he did was here. I think that it's pretty dope that Atlanta has turned into one of those. If you go shoot, you got to shoot there. And listen, that's hard, because here's the thing: traditionally, Atlanta has been a very tough place to perform at. And when I say traditionally, I mean at least for like music and hip hop, singing, everything like that, because you got to think though, man, there's a lot of talent in Atlanta, and not just that, there's a lot of raw, untapped, unseen talent. So everybody knows somebody who is talented music wise, who can do a lot of things. So it's like, it's hard to impress. And so I think that to be able to come out here for comedian, and because you could go see some, Atlanta Comedy Theater, you can go see some local cats that are pretty damn funny though, man. So it's like, to impress Atlanta's always been pretty hard. It's a hard crowd. And so I think it's pretty dope that, that it's become one of those hubs of comedy, right? To shoot your stand-up in Atlanta though, man. I think that's something to me.
Yeah. No, I mean, I respect it. Again, for the people who find it funny, for the people who found it funny, good for you too. But I'm just telling you, I ain't laughed at one time, bro.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was dope. Thought it was dope.
Yeah, bro. Oklahoma City has made it into the play-in tournament. We have our game tomorrow, and the path for us to get to where we need to be is looking very promising. Here's what I mean. First, you got the whole thing with the fight with Minnesota, right? The reason why that's important is because Gobert is out.
They play the Lakers, though.
True. I'm getting there. I'm setting it up.
Okay.
So they playing the Lakers, right? So Oklahoma's in the 10th place, so that means that they will play, 9 and 10, right? The winner of that plays the loser out of 7 and 8. So the reason why it's good for Oklahoma is because Rudy Gobert is going to be out. The other rim protector broke his own hand punching the wall, so he's out for the year. They're in disarray. They fighting amongst each other. So LA should, knock on wood, take care of business, beat them. We don't want to see the Lakers right now. Like I'm talking about, we don't want to see the Lakers right now. The Lakers have been playing very well. They're on an upper trajectory. Let them go ahead and play. Who was it? Memphis is number 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So if Oklahoma beats New Orleans, then we would play Minnesota. I think we can beat both of them too. Then that puts us in the 8th spot to play against Denver. That's who I want to see in the first round. Denver ain't been doing that well. Plus, matchup wise, we match up better to play against Denver. My thing is that it's about matchups, and I think we can make it past the first round if we go this route we're going.
Okay, so I got so much to say on that.
All
not
right.
that I disagree with anything, but let's talk about a couple things. So you mentioned about the Rudy Gobert, Kyle Anderson, right? And here's the thing, I think this has been kind of interesting because Kyle Anderson basically called Rudy Gobert a beach, right? So he calls him a beach and calls him this, I guess, a couple of times. Now, here's the thing. Kyle Anderson is an older player, right? So Rudy Gobert is fairly older himself, though, right? Where he would be considered like, he's not like, I don't know, Jason Conley got to be, I always think he's like 34 or something like that. But I think that Rudy Gobert might be 29, 30 years old or whatever. And I think that somewhere Kyle Anderson is around that same age. And I bring that up because I think that usually, you know, those are the older guys on your team, or like your OGs on the team, basically, though, right? And I think that what's crazy to me about that is that I look back and I think, dang, you know, this is the same Kyle Anderson where he would have all these coaches, DNPs, when he was with the Spurs, and the Spurs let him go. And then not just that, though, he was on the Memphis Grizzlies, and Memphis Grizzlies let him go as well. And I'm just thinking, like, I don't associate you as the kind of guy who got that kind of cachet or credentials to, if I'm Rudy Gobert, for you to say that. So my problem, my issue with that is this, though, bro. Rudy Gobert could have punched him in his mouth. I'm more so surprised and mad he didn't punch him in his mouth. But I think the thing that gets me the most is that when it comes down to it, they've now suspended Rudy Gobert, but Kyle Anderson is still playing, though, bro.
Right.
So I can
and the thing, they have to suspend Rudy Gobert because the punch was thrown during a live game, and you know, I get it. But the office is not happy with Kyle Anderson, though. They are not thrilled with his actions either because he provoked it. So they're both wrong, but you have to suspend him because he threw. And granted, he was, like you said, he wasn't trying to swing at his mouth. He swung at his chest.
But this is my thing, though. I guess I say this to say, if we're two grown men, right? Grown men, and you want to motivate somebody, never to me have I thought motivating somebody who was a friend or a teammate, a colleague, associate. Never has it dawned on me. You know, I gotta push you to the edge. Let me call you a beach.
Right.
Like I look at that and I just sit there and think, like, no, that there's no motivational tactics. That's all disrespect intended, bro. So from that, maybe they squashed it. But I just don't think that when you say that, you can't unsay that. Like the toothpaste don't go back in the thing after it came out on that.
No, it's squashed. But so what Rudy Gobert was trying to explain to him, he's like, look, bro, I'm trying to do everything I can, but I'm playing hurt because, you know, these games mean stuff. So, you know, late in the season, everybody kind of hurt, and he wasn't trying to hear it. Like, bro, you need to be blocking these shots.
But see, that's the thing about it. When I think about that, I look at it like this. I watch the games, and while they always talk about Rudy Gobert can't score, my thing is this. When I'm watching the games, I look at the NBA and say, nobody's playing defense. So nobody's playing defense, but you want Rudy Gobert to be a shot blocker. So basically, because nobody's playing defense, that's to me saying you can't guard your man. So your man goes past you and you're expecting me to jump out there and save you on the block. Now, maybe if that's what they brought him over there for, that's cool. If that's the expectation. But I kind of I almost feel like people talk about Rudy Gobert when he got his max contract, when they traded all them picks for him and everything like that. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, well, what exactly is the expectation for Rudy Gobert on the scoring load if you're also expecting Anthony Edwards to give you 25 points a game, if you're also expecting Karl Anthony Towns to give you another 2? There's only so many shots that can go out there. So when Rudy Gobert is averaging 12 points a game, like how many more easier for him to average though, man. But I kind of get mad when I see people talk about Rudy. Like, don't get me wrong, he should be able to do more. But I think that he does what he's asked to do very well, though, bro. So it makes it but I do think, fast forward though, it makes the Lakers road that much easier, right? Because he's out of the game. You know, Jaden McDaniels is out of the game as well. So they always talk about like he was the guy who they would guard LeBron, and he guarded LeBron very well. You should, if your expectation on your scoring output is low, because they're expecting you to put all your effort on defense. So with all things considered, though, bro, the Lakers should go in, take care of business, cool. But listen, it wouldn't surprise me if the Lakers lose. I mean, it's going to sound crazy because Karl Anthony Towns seems to play a little bit harder when he's playing against AD, and AD seems to play better. But listen, I guess I can count on Karl Anthony Towns going at AD harder than I can count on the opposite. But even the flip side,
the Lakers not losing, bro.
Listen. I'm gonna be honest with you though, bro. If Rudy Gobert is not out there, right? So now you don't have the excuse for your offense being free flowing because Rudy's not out there. So I think that you got to go out there like this. If the Lakers lose, it wouldn't surprise me if it's because the Timberwolves scored 130 points in the game. Like if they lose, they're gonna score a lot of points out there, though, bro. And I think that I've seen all the Lakers game, bro, and they don't score a lot of points very easily, bro. Like it would listen. I think the West is so wide open that if you're telling me on one game, hell, I saw Oklahoma beat the Lakers with this same roster with LeBron out there. You know, with minus Russ, but basically the same roster, and Oklahoma beat them, bro.
No, Oklahoma. No, I can't. I that's not what happened. Oklahoma beat the Lakers when LeBron was getting his scoring title. That was the last time the Oklahoma beat the Lakers. The Lakers, when they got their updated roster without LeBron, came to Oklahoma City and without Anthony Davis and destroyed us. So,
but I guess my whole point is this, though, bro. I'm only saying that to say that the West is not, there's no world beaters. I don't see, if you see, this is the thing about it. I think if you say in a series, yeah, if the Lakers were in a 7-game series with the Timberwolves and they lost the first game, I think the Lakers could come back and win 4 straight, right? But if you're telling me on one day with them Lakers, like they've been playing much better since the trades they've made. Yeah. But even with that, I don't see any one team that I think will be a complete slam dunk. Like I've seen some teams get washed unexplainably, though, bro. So even when it comes to Oklahoma, like I think that the Thunder could wash the Pelicans, right? But I also could see the Pelicans washing the Thunder.
You're right, because that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, when I'm looking at, I'm not saying there's no walk on anybody. I'm looking strictly at matchups and the possibility of making it to the playoffs. Our path is a little bit easier playing against New Orleans first and then possibly playing against Minnesota. If we play the Lakers with the way that they're playing, we're just not it right now. I've watched the Thunder, we won these last 2 games, but that's not a good measuring stick for us. We haven't been playing very well.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Okay. If the Pelicans beat Oklahoma, and let's say they go move on to the series, and let's say they do an upset and they win the first round. If you're the Pelicans, you're the general manager, you got your general manager hat on. Is there a point where you entertain trading Zion Williamson, bro?
Yes, there is a point. When, especially now that Trae Young's on the market, and I'm not saying they're going to get Trae Young, but yeah, everybody's tradable, bro, except for BI and McCullough.
I think Trae Young, listen, I'm not going to even lie. I think Trae Young, BI, and McCollum looks dope.
Yeah, and then you just get a young, because see, the other thing too, right? Dallas is looking to shake up their roster. So if I'm New Orleans, if I can get Christian Wood and get rid of Zion and get Trae Young, I'm for it.
I think that if you're the Hawks, right? I think that the Hawks, if you get rid of Trae Young, that means you have to finally get rid of John Collins. They've been trying to get rid of John Collins since they've signed him, bro. Like, it seems like after year 2, they've been trying to get rid of John Collins, but he plays just enough where he earns his money, but he just, for some reason, isn't playing that next level. But because they've been trying to get rid of him and Trae Young are like boys, right, on the team. So my thing is that I think, though, bro, even if you had to take Trae Young and John Collins straight up for Zion, bro, I would do it if I'm the Pelicans. Now, if I'm the Hawks, right, then to me that means that now you got DeJounte Murray running your PG, you got Zion if he's ever healthy,
right, for 30 games.
Playing your small forward position or whatever. And then at that point, you know what I'm saying? Like you got Hunter now that you signed for a longer deal. You could just get more shooting. I don't know, bro. I think I like that deal though for both teams, though, man.
So where does Dame go?
Oh man. I'm to keep it a stack. I think the easiest path now to a championship is the West. So if I'm Dame, I would want to stay in the West. Like if I'm Dame, I don't know. You know what though, bro? Okay, I got it.
The Clippers can't get him.
I got it.
Can't get him. What you got?
If that's the case, though, if the Kings are for real, I think Dame on the King makes them way better than what they are now. Now that also means that you got to give up De'Aaron Fox, which I think that's going to be tough to do. But I don't know, bro. Like I think Dame with the Nuggets would be dope.
Nah, I mean, I think Dame to Miami would be dope. The sexiest one.
Who?
Dame to Miami.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
Yeah.
You can to me for Dame to Miami, you could give up Kyle Lowry. If you to get Dame, I would give up Tyler Hero.
Yep.
I would give up Duncan, and I would give up
Duncan Robinson,
Tyler Hero, and Kyle Lowry. You can get all three of them, and my first round draft pick for Dame.
Yeah,
that's it. That would be a dope look for them, though, bro.
Yeah, because like I said, the West is sold up for to getting him because they don't have.
No, I don't think the West is sold up.
What do you mean?
I don't think that there's a team in the West where I think that they dominate. I don't.
No. I'm talking about money wise. Money wise,
yeah. But you can move that thing. You can move around, right? But I think that here's the thing about it. There's no team. The Nuggets are the number 1 seed in the West, right? But overall, I think they'll sound like they have the 7 best odds. Like they're number 7. Like nobody expects them to do anything like that. So
which is why I'm glad Oklahoma City has the opportunity.
Dame to Oklahoma. No, I'm playing, man. He ain't trying to he ain't trying to be part of no rebuild.
Nah. Plus, with our young nucleus and we get Chet back next year, we're gonna make some dope roster moves.
Dame to the Hawks. Bring Dame time to Atlanta, bro. They'll love Dame in Atlanta, bro.
They would, but the problem is, again, y'all, what else y'all got?
Everything. You said what now?
What else y'all got, though, to put beside Dame, though?
You got DeJounte Murray, and you got Dame. That's your guards. You got Clint Capella. You got what's my dude? What's my guy? Hunter. De'Aaron Hunter. He dope. They just signed him to like a 4-year deal. The Hawks got some guys though, bro. Like I'm talking about, if you put Dame on that roster, now I'm gonna be honest with you. If you put Dame on the roster, it's not that different from the Trailblazers roster.
It isn't.
It's something different.
Now, okay, last one about Dame. What about Dame to the Bulls for Zach LaVine?
Okay, so then here's the thing about it. What if you do the opposite? What if you do Zach LaVine? He's from like the Seattle area. You send him to. I get what Dame is basically saying, listen, I'm too old to be going and being rebuilt. Like I do. He was saying, listen, get the draft picks and trade them, send them draft picks for a player. So if you get Dame and Zach LaVine, then I'm cool. And even if you get Zach LaVine and you get Vujacic for a draft pick and Nurkic, you do that, and I think that upgrades them though, bro. Yeah. I'm a big Zach LaVine fan though, bro. I love his game though. Bro.
He's dope. Yeah. Of course, the big storyline in the playoffs is Russ versus KD. What you think, bro?
Listen, bro. If the Clippers beat them, bro, it's gonna be like next level.
Listen. No.
Next level.
Listen, Russ could potentially retire after this year if they win out. Here's why. Because all paths could lead to him beating the Suns and the Lakers in the same season.
Yes,
bro, he could just walk out of here. He done beat
that
up
is like
and LeBron.
Yeah, that's like him doing back-to-back Super Bowls. Like that's him going back-to-back though, bro. Yeah. I don't know.
What conversation would anybody have about Russ then? And let me ask you this real quick about Russ. Do the Lakers? I mean, do the Clippers keep him?
I think that the Clippers run it back with Russ. Yeah, not long term, but I think you at least run it back for another year. You got to.
I think so too. I think the PG injury and Russ playing like he's playing, you got to bring him back because you're gonna get him for the low ski. You know he ain't gonna have the huge contract. He's proven that he's still capable of starting. He's proven that he's capable of helping win.
He's not. But this when they lose, I don't think he's the reason why they lose.
He's not. It's the Clippers as a whole. But that's what I'm saying. We talk about Flip Payless and Skip all the time. How they still just can't give him his props, even though they've given some compliments here and there. But I'm saying overall, right? They still have those backhanded compliments with Russ. But nobody else really says anything. Like I don't really hear the Russ hate like it was when he was with the Lakers.
Because he's not. Because that's the thing that's different. I think that the expectations aren't what they are when you're with the Lakers, right? And the expectations in the spotlight isn't as big as it is when you're on the Lakers. So I think that that's the reason why. I think that even though the Clippers ain't never won nothing to warrant them having that kind of expectation.
True, but the immediate criticism was when PG went down that the Clippers was done, and that hasn't been the case. Like they still been.
Well, I think that once they went down, the expectation is that without Paul George playing in these playoffs, they done. So that's more of the reason why that if he beat the Suns without PG and it's just him, listen, bro, you'll never hear the end of it.
Nope, you won't.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm finally excited that the playoffs is here, so I can finally see some respectable NBA basketball. See some boys out here playing some real defense out here, bro. Like I'm excited about that, bro.
Yeah. Now, did we ever get into the whole deal about LSU and Joe Biden wife? We talked a little bit about it.
We did.
Did you see did we talk about her apologizing or like basically saying like, nah, we ain't gonna invite the losers out here?
Yeah, we didn't get into the follow-up, but I didn't make much of it. To be honest with you, it's already been said. Now you can't like I said, you can't unless you got one of those things like on the Matrix where on Men in Black. You can make me I can't unsee what I heard. But I'll tell you this though, man. I think that the thing I thought was interesting to continue with women's basketball. I did watch a lot of the women's I got a whole side topic that I don't know is appropriate for the podcast.
Oh, you better wait then if you don't know.
We might have to, but listen, I might say something because I think that I'm looking around on this one. Listen. Okay, so listen, bro. So I thought that it was dope that South Carolina had like 4 or 5 girls get drafted in the WNBA, right? Last night. They had a girl who I don't think necessarily even started for them. Get drafted in the first like 10 picks. They had the other girl who was their leading scorer, and most people would have thought that it was Aaliyah Boston, but this other girl was a leading scorer though, and people wouldn't know her name like that. But I thought that was dope. But listen, this is what I was gonna say. This is gonna sound crazy. So the one thing that was interesting is that it was WNBA. You saw a lot of the girls out there. They was out there with their dresses on. A lot of girls out there doing their things, whatever. But I think the one thing that was pretty interesting, you saw some of the girls who were a little bit more masculine, right, out there doing their thing, right? So this is the one thing I just realized, though, bro. And I think I talked to the missus about this, but I think I feel okay with saying this, though. But I think that the one thing that was funny is that I saw that some of the girls who were even the more masculine type, I'm going to assume that they're gay, right? I'm going to assume that they had the whole pantsuit on. Listen, bro, listen. Okay, so with that being said, though, bro, I just realized that I don't know if it's fetish crush, it's the stud, the feminine looking stud girl, bro. I think I realized I had a crush on these girls more than the other girls. Bro. I thought that they looked doper than the other girls, and I was like looking at them, I'm thinking like, dang, boy, I bet you she get all the girls though, bro, because I saw them, and not just I saw them as fine women that that look like they were more masculine. They look like a bunch of hoopers though, bro. But it was just funny to me though. But I was like, "Dang, why am I just seeing?" And I think about that even when I watch the WNBA girls. There's a few of them as well on there though, bro. But I was like, "Yo, that might just low-key be my thing though, bro." Where I think they look dope.
I feel you. It's better looking than young MA.
No, because listen, I low-key think young MA looks dope, bro. Like for real. Like this was funny. When people was talking bad about Kodak Black. There's always a reason you could talk about it because he's always saying something. But he was saying, "Nah, man, I knocked down Young M.A." And I think that when it all comes down to it, bro, I think Young M.A. does look attractive. I think that if you made Young M.A. more feminine looking, I think that she would look dope. Like I think that she would look like a tomboy, and that's what I think. That's just yeah. But nah, bro. Nah, I think Young M.A. look dope, bro. Maybe I'm the other minority, but I still see a woman, bro. I don't see her as a dude, bro.
Nah, I get that. I understand that.
Yeah, but they had some girls out there though, man. They was out there with their whole little blazers and pants on though, bro, and they was out there killing it though, man. I said, man.
Yeah, bro. What we doing about Tiger, bro?
I've been off Tiger, bro. I don't listen. Even beyond Tiger, bro, I think the Masters in itself is so overrated. I almost cringe at the Masters. It's like it's probably up there, the number one American sporting event that I probably hate the most. And for no reason, I just never, even when Tiger was doing this thing, I've always thought the Masters was overrated. I do think that it was interesting that one of the guys said, "Yeah, man, Tiger basically had to get out of the one of the events because they said he had the screw that was popping through his skin, which is crazy." But he done, bro. It's cool that he jumps out there, get him his highlights, brings some more awareness to golf and everything like that. But nah, I've been off.
People want to see him do good again, man. Yeah, people want to see him do good again.
I don't care if he does. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't necessarily care if he do good or not. I'm not gonna lie. I did like when he was active and he was winning and everything like that. I was like, oh yeah, we got this brother out here doing the thing, blah 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 blah. But I'm gonna be honest, man. Once he kind of didn't really embrace that black side of him like that, I was kind of like, all right. Well, that was the reason why I was supporting you. So if you ain't that, then there ain't no reason for me to check for you like that, though, bro.
Yeah, hip hop news, bro. Go ahead. You got something?
No. Did you see, bro? Did you see Cameron posted? This is the reason why I didn't go see Creed 3 and it was a picture of Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan hugged up. Like it almost looked like they was taking a family picture with brothers, everything. He got a lot of backlash about this though, bro.
Listen,
right?
If you Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors, obviously, you know, until his other situation clear up, you owe him 5 minutes, bro. Especially the Michael B. Yes, listen, no, Michael B. Jordan held on to that smoke from that young lady on the carpet. He got to have that same energy, bro.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you though, right? I think that when you take the picture, you invite those kind of comments. So I don't think that they would even have a problem. I thought if anything, it would be like mission accomplished, bro. So I'm gonna, me personally, I had a good laugh at it, bro. Like it was a simple thing, and like I said, it made me laugh when I saw it though, bro. I'm not gonna even lie. I wasn't mad about it though, bro. I thought that it was great, bro. I thought it was a great moment. Though. I'm not gonna even lie. I probably shouldn't feel that way, but I understood what he was trying to say on there, bro.
Yeah.
Not mad about
it. Bow Wow, mad at Diddy, bro.
I'm officially starting to get tired of Bow Wow, bro.
Why?
I'm seeing him. This is the thing about it. So I at one time saw him. He was mad at Diddy. He was mad at JD again. But then also said he was on Matt Hoffler's podcast, My Professional Opinion. And he was saying that he was recently in the studio when JD and Currency recorded their project, which is another thing that we got to talk about. I'm just seeing him, and I'm just like, I remember that's how we saw him. He was talking about, all of his music was mid, and I'm thinking like, well, that's like, okay, so if you're still a rapper, right? You just did your tours, and I like that you do your tours and everything, though, bro. But like when are you gonna address that? Like, let's talk about you and music first. That's the problem that I kind of have with him.
Yeah, because you can't talk about JD when you ain't released nothing without JD. That's
right.
Credible. That's credible enough.
Yes. So I don't know, man. That's my only problem with him. It's not that I don't. It's like I like him, but I'm starting to get tired of him just talking about everything that doesn't, except for music, though, bro.
Yeah. What was the other thing you said we got to talk about?
So here's the thing that I think that's interesting. So in addition to JD and them dropping the FreakNik on Hulu, they got a lot of people nervous, right? So JD did say something that I thought was very, very interesting, right? So JD says that, hey, he thinks that Atlanta is falling off musically. That basically he thinks that, Atlanta could be doing more, right? And he just felt like, what I'm saying, like in this interview, he was just like, yeah, like it just seems like it ain't hitting like, what I'm saying, like it was before, what I'm saying? And I was like, dang, you know what? Does JD got a point? Like, is it that? How so?
Well, because, and it's funny because we heard this argument probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago about New York. Like, people was fighting over the king of New York. It's like, bro, ain't nobody even really popping like that from New York. But outside the Migos, what else is really going on like from Atlanta? Like that's like, yo, at a time you had all of the crunk music and you had these eras from Atlanta. What is going on now? Like sounds used to be
that it's.
Hello?
Okay, I think my Wi-Fi faded out for a second, but go ahead. Continue.
No, I'm just saying, at a time we used to, everything was, each location had a sound. And now that now that the sound is mixed across the board, then you can't even really tell who's from Atlanta anyway, unless you shouting it out in a song. But again, what big artists are we celebrating from Atlanta right now?
Okay, so here's the thing about it. So I think for one, Future came out with his project that he had with he had that one big song with Drake with the Tim sample on it. I think that even then we talked with Deuce, and Deuce said I wasn't really feeling it at first. It was mid, came back after a couple of listens. He said, no, okay, it's official. So then outside of that, so Future came out with his tape. I think that Drake came out with the album with 21 Savage, right? And I think that even though it was a duo type of album, more Drake than him, though, that still is, you can put the Atlanta okay on that one. I think that still Migo Offset and Quavo came out with a nephew. It's just so happened that the homie, passed away and everything like that. So that's one thing. I think that what also should be not overlooked is you also have Lotto, who came out and she was nominated for all these best new artists and best new this, that, and the other for female rappers as well here as well. I think that here's what I think that Jermaine Dupri is saying that also because it's also drawing awareness to the fact that he has a new project with Currency, who's not from Atlanta, he's from New Orleans, but Currency is working with Jermaine Dupri. I think that that's a dope look, by the way. I think that the issue is this. If you tell me that Atlanta needs to step it up, then to me, you got to, that means that music as a whole has also started to fall short, because if everybody's mimicking the Atlanta sound and you think that the original article has fell off and that's still what people are trying to copy, then I think that it's saying if you're gonna also do the Atlanta sound, where now it's not as geographical, the sound of sonically of hip hop, then those other folks should. Not to mention, Lil Baby came out with his album, within the last, past year as well, though. So then you also got, T.I., Boosie, who had their thing. T.I. still coming out with his stuff, though. There's been a lot of Atlanta. He said it just hasn't impressed me. Now, granted, I can kind of see where he might say that holistically that he's not that impressed, but I think that there's still a lot of great music that's coming out of Atlanta, though, bro. Great. Now, it's also telling me as well that there is a lot of other music that's not coming out of Atlanta that's also possibly as good. That's the way I looked at it. So if you're like variety, then now it's saying, well, Atlanta isn't the only place that's coming out with good music, though.
No, it's true.
Yeah, so that's why I look at it. Because you think, Kendrick came out with his stuff and he wiped the floor with everybody when it comes to all the awards, all the playlists, everything like that, though, man. All the recognition, he killed it, right? J. Cole's not from Atlanta and he's top, but Lil Baby is the flagship Atlanta artist now, and he's still very young. He ain't going nowhere. And for him to be still cranking out great music, and then not just that, though, the sound of Atlanta, that sonic, that's still there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Atlanta isn't going anywhere. I don't think it's like it. The New York to me is interesting because it felt like New York fell off overnight. Like it was like one day it was popping, and then the next day the crunk era came out, and that was it, though, man. So I don't know, bro. But I don't know. I am liking the variety, though.
Yeah. Real quick, I was watching. First of all, let me say this because this is gonna sound like I'm hating, and I'm really not. But it's gonna sound like a lot of hate. I recently, first of all, I watched. I'm a fan of the R&B Money podcast, and they finally had Tyrese on there, which is like a two-parter.
I did see that.
Okay. And then for some random reason, this concert of Tyrese came out that somebody filmed and recorded. And listening to his interview, him and Tank and Jay Valentine kind of hint, because they know him personally, and they kind of hinted to the fact like, you kind of a little rough around the edges as far as like the structure that the militant how you are as far as what you want from people and what you expect out of them, this, that, and the other, the perfection that you demand. And I was watching this concert, where first of all, I was a little disappointed because the whole first part of his concert didn't have it had one song of his. Everything else was just like other music. And then he didn't even really sing that much. Come to find out, then in the show, I guess the sound was not right. And so he was letting them know, like, hey, the sound isn't right. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now he talks so bad about the sound, man. Like while he's on stage, like you're insulting this person who's trying to obviously fix whatever the issue is. It was just like, and it just made me go back to the interview of them talking about how he is, you know what I'm saying? That's like how difficult, and it made me think about like, because obviously his partnership is done with the record label as well too, and this is like the difficulty of working with him. It just made it feel like maybe they all own to something, because that's like video documented of how you berated this sound dude trying to get your sound fixed. And while I understand that can be very frustrating, especially if you might have had a sound check or what have you, and then now we're at the venue and it's like, look, he was basically like, look, man, if we go over our time, because I'm gonna give my fans this concert because they paid to see me. But nah, at the same time, y'all ain't gonna be charging me no extra because we go over because the sound is jacked up. So it's just interesting. I was like kind of taken back a little bit, even though I am a huge fan of Tyrese.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Two things. I think that for one, it's hard to shake when somebody labels you as difficult to work with. Because once that gets put out there for you, though, it follows you. And I think that it's hard for you to really that's one of those things to where your actions have to basically replace what the past was, right? But if your present reiterates that, it's done. He'll never. It's hard to come back from that.
It is, and it was a boring interview too, because like I'm pretty into the R&B money. I learn a lot, right? But his interview, he's like trying to be like a motivational speaker and influencer, and so they're asking him questions about his career, and he turns it into this long gambit story. And they're like, "Bro, can we get you to just answer?"
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I was watching it, and then I stopped watching it and watched the one with Stokely, and I enjoyed that one way better.
100%, and I'm ready to see the Jordan Sparks one too. But yeah, I'm just saying
that one too, though. It was
good.
It
just the concert blew me away because I'm like, bro, you haven't done one of your songs yet, like one of your songs. You doing everybody else stuff. It was crazy to me. But
yeah, yeah. And the other part about that too is that, like I said, there is that still that one the story I think that I sent you as well that you found out I was telling you about with them being on Tyrese's live going through, and they're talking about the picture guy. And it's just if everybody's saying it, bro, that ain't everybody.
Right. And while I understood his, like he approaches business now from the standpoint because he's dealing with movie execs and stuff like that, and there's a different level of treatment that you get. So he's trying to take that cachet and apply it toward the music business. But like Tank said, one of the things Tank said that I thought was interesting, because he's like, bro, he said, sometimes I feel like when we're doing business or when we're doing stuff, you're always trying to make sure that you're good and that we're all good. Like almost that you need to be above us in some sort of way. And he's like, I'm just thinking like, but we friends though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different level. Like I don't care what things that I've ever done or whatever, or you on the other end. If I ever made a deal that you wasn't getting what I was getting, there's a problem. The only reason I probably would want more than you is because you ain't never gonna spend your money and it doesn't matter. So I might need a little bit more because I end up spending my money on you because you won't never.
That's so good, dude. That is so good that I don't even have a response. That's so good, dude. That is so good, dude. That is so good. You know what's funny? That must be a universal thing because I talked to my brother today, right?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, man. He said, you know what, man? I'm going to go ahead and he said, man, I got this plan, bro. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do this, that, and the other, man. Come across this good bit. In 2 years, man, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of you, man. I'm thinking like, bro, I'm straight over here. He said, "Nah, but you ain't gonna be straight. Like I'm gonna get you straight up." But he was implying like you don't be doing it for you don't be spending like this, that, the other. And that is hilarious, though, man. That is so good. That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I couldn't see that either, though, bro. Like when you say, "Well, I'm straight with it, though, man." Like, nah, we ain't good, and not just that, though. Like that's the business, but we still got to be friends after this as well. So yeah,
but I mean, so because Tyrese is like, look, because of my caliber of movies that I brought to the industry, that I should get more when it comes to the group. Like when it comes to TGT, I should have a little bit more because I bring more, even though before the first album, Genuine was the most sellingest artist out of those three. Now it's Tank. Yeah. So, which that was dope how he slid that in there. But yeah, all I'm saying is that it's just interesting because if I went into a group, I don't care what we all like. We're a group; it should be equal. But I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be hard for me to be in a group and it's a 60-40, or even if it's three of us, right? Well, I'm gonna get 60 and y'all go 20-20. Like, nah, I'm cool on that. Yeah, that business ain't businessing.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, hey, bro. I saw something here. I'm gonna get you out of here on two things, man.
You good?
I saw Nick Cannon on the Howard Stern, and he was telling him that, hey, you know, they say you done kids. It was like, yeah, we got somebody you think you should have a 13th kid with. It was like Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? Taylor Swift, newly single, right, and has had some very high profile public, relationship. It was like, hey, we can go ahead and set it up. Listen, bro. I don't know that I've ever seen Taylor Swift with a black dude before. I couldn't see that part of it though, bro. But for that matter, I don't know that Nick Cannon's been with any just straight, at least have kids anyway, with any just white. Could you see that happening though?
I think it'd be interesting. I mean, I think that that would be a very high profile baby, and to be honest, it would be a higher profile baby than even Mariah Carey, bro.
Oh, you think so?
100%. Here's the thing.
I don't think so, bro.
Hold on. Society is all about what have you done for me lately. She's one of the highest grossing artists today, right? So to have a child with her now, that means that anybody who's a Taylor Swift fan that doesn't know who Nick Cannon is, which I know that's a small list, they are gonna know who Nick Cannon is now. You know what I'm saying?
All I want for Christmas every year. That's every year, forever. That never. Listen.
Okay, that's Christmas. What about the other 11 months?
I get that though, right? But here's my thing about it. This is where I think Mariah wins out, because Mariah had that before Taylor Swift was born, and after Taylor Swift, that's still gonna be there. Like that. I'm just talking about. Forget all the other stuff. Just the Christmas, bro. Like listen, there's Santa Claus, Jesus, Mariah Carey. Like these are 5 things that I associate with Christmas: Santa Claus, Jesus, Hanukkah, Mariah Carey, Kwanzaa. That's it. Like you can't even talk about Christmas without Mariah Carey, though, bro.
Bro. That's gonna be the question of the day tomorrow. Who's more famous, Taylor Swift or Mariah Carey?
You can't listen. I don't even want to look at the. I don't want to see anybody.
You don't want to see the results because
I don't want to see
Taylor Swift name popping up 95% of the time in my comments.
I don't want to see anybody disrespecting Mariah Carey because she hasn't put out anything.
It's not
new.
about disrespecting her, bro. Society is It's the same reason why Monique couldn't garner the same thing as Chris Rock, because Chris Rock had just recently done something. That's what it is, man.
Hanukkah, Jesus, Santa Claus, Kwanzaa, Mariah Carey. that transcend. Listen, that's worldwide. Worldwide. Mariah Carey's competition is Jesus, Santa Claus, Kwanzaa, and
Bro,
Hanukkah. Those are her peers, bro.
Right now, Taylor Swift is the white Beyonce, bro.
No, maybe I'll give you that. I'll give you that, though, bro. I'll give you that, bro. That is a great comparison, bro. A great, because I do think I do put her as probably the only person who is I'm not gonna. It's
bro. So many people from Oklahoma
equal.
drove to Dallas to go see her this 2 weekends ago. It is a big deal, bro. She is a big deal, man.
If Beyonce has a peer, someone who is an equal, it would be Taylor Swift, though. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
totally.
What was the other thing you said you had for me, bro?
So I don't know how these things make my way, but I saw that it probably came up because we're talking about Nick Cannon. But did you see Kylie Jenner gets on not Kylie, but Kris Jenner, right? Kris Jenner gets on with Howie Mandel show, and this has a podcast or radio show, whatever. It basically says at whatever age she is, 60-something year old, right? I'm assuming she's about 60. That she's a squirter, bro. And they were just like, really? She was like, yeah,
what?
She's a squirter. Right? So listen, I personally know someone who is of our age who loves Kris Jenner. Absolutely loves them some Kris Jenner. And thinks this Kris Jenner, not the young Kris Jenner, this older momager Kris Jenner thinks the world of her. That has to make it go that much higher, though, right? Like, I mean, that's.
How old did you think she was?
She got to be okay. If
No,
Kim,
just tell me what you said.
She got to be about 65.
She's 67.
Okay, yeah. At 67, if that's what she out here in these streets doing, bro, then yes, I guess that validates the crush who the person who I know has on her. But they all listen, talks about her and will stand double down on his thing for Kris Jenner, bro. Yeah. But I saw that come on up, and I had to see it for myself. Her saying it though, and I almost fell out my seat though, bro.
That girl out here wetting it up, bro.
Still got it, bro.
Making it rain.
Hey, it's Tuesday, bro. What you got going on for the week?
Man, I got to get back in the lab. I got 2 tweaks to make on the song for it to be done being mixed. And then just got to keep back at it, bro. I've been trying to be consistent in this lab.
I'm wearing my producer hat, bro. So I'm working on a couple of tracks that I'm trying to send you, and then I'm actually gonna be finally trying to mix something with my new headphones here, trying to mix some vocals here. So yeah, I'm excited about doing that though, man. Yeah. And try to catch up on that Succession, bro.
Yeah. You got to catch up on that.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to hear what your take is on the joint. The song that I sent you with the Herbie.
Oh, actually, no, it wasn't the Herbie. It was the Janae Aoka.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so actually, this one that I'm working on now, I got to go back and listen to that song because now that I'm thinking about it, this might go. But I got yeah. We gonna get it cracking.
All right, bro. Anything else?
No, I think I'm good though, man. Let's get it rolling there, bro.
Let's get it.
Can you dig it, sucker?